Hello, welcome to another episode of Story and Things. We are a bookish podcast. I'm your host, Yahaira.
And I'm your host, Chelly.
And we've reached it.
Again, our second time reaching this point, the end of a season. This is the end of season 2 of our podcast.
Damn. I feel like we talked about a variety of stories this season.
It's crazy because it doesn't hit me how much different types of stories that we've talked about until we start setting up the tier list and I start remembering, oh, that was in season 2.
Yeah. Like, just thinking that we did The Witcher this season is crazy.
Yeah, we did The Witcher when The Witcher was still, like, freshly out with the new season. Mm-hmm. That's so weird.
I'm so excited to talk about these stories, though.
I know. So, just like a little heads up, if you are listening to us in podcast form, I do recommend, if you could, to watch us on YouTube because we are going to be showing our tier list while we're talking about it. Mm-hmm. Another thing, there is a special book that we added that we didn't actually film.
We did film.
Ooh. Secrets. That we did film, but it never got published. As well as 5 personal books that I read and that Yahaira read that we wanted to add to the tier list.
Yeah, so I thought it would be fun for us to do our personal reads. Mm-hmm. We can't add all of them, though. We'd be all day.
Well, you'd be here all day. I don't read that much. I try to, but I'm busy.
It's okay. But why don't you quickly explain what exactly is a tier list in case this is someone's first introduction to it?
So tier list is basically putting things in order from the best of the best all the way to don't even want to think about it. And we are going to be doing that with all of the books that we've read in season 2 plus a few extras. Just to go through it really quick, our top tier is S, which is God tier. These are the books that we love and would die for.
I would die for these books. Okay, why do I gotta die?
Our next one would be A, which is demigod tier.
So I just think that these are the books that we love, but there's something missing.
Yeah. And probably the books that we're going to have to middle ground with are going to go here because we both do have to agree where to put them. Our next one is B, which is basic book. Didn't really grip me.
Didn't grip me, but I also didn't hate it. So it's a very middle ground.
Below that is C, which is I can't remember it. A lot of books are going to fall in that category.
Maybe.
I
don't know.
And lowest tier is D. I don't want to remember it.
These are the books that we regret reading.
If you haven't watched our season 1 tier list, I do recommend you go watch it because I feel like it was really good.
I loved filming that one. Yeah. It was so fun to just reminisce on all of the stories that we've talked about.
I know. And we are going to be going in order from how we did it this season. And then we'll throw in the extra as well as our 5 at the very end.
Just a reminder, we have to agree, okay? This is as a podcast.
We'll do our best.
Yeah.
Can you pull up the order of our episodes?
Yes. Our first story that we talked about in season 2 was The Witcher, which a quick summary of The Witcher if you've never heard of it. It was originally a book turned into a video game. Now it's a series on Netflix. It's just some guy who's it's just some guy who kills monsters, but is also kind of seen as a monster himself.
Yeah, and honestly, if it weren't for this podcast and for you, I would have never watched The Witcher.
I love The Witcher
I
so
know,
much.
And I do too. This podcast really is making me open my eyes with like certain things that I didn't think I would like, but ended up loving. Because no matter what this tier list ends up looking like, The Witcher has to be in God tier.
Yeah, I agree.
It's so good.
It's such a good story.
Oops, I want to remember it.
She accidentally put it on, C?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to Henry Cavill and the entirety cast. Whatever, the entire cast of The Witcher.
And remember, God tier is pretty much 5 out of 5.
Okay.
Love it. Next is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren.
Wow. Okay, fun fact. We used to film the episodes in I don't even remember what type of structure we had because it changes a lot, but I feel like our current structure is pretty
We've
consistent.
We've kept this structure for a minute now.
One thing that will never change about our structure now is because of Unhoneymooners, which is not revealing how we feel about the story until the very end.
But that's more so to each other.
Yeah.
Now, currently, we both knew how we felt about the Unhoneymooners before going in. And a quick summary about this one is two people don't like each other, but they end up having to go on a honeymoon together.
Yep. And honestly, we read it. We complained about it. We were extremely drunk.
I was so drunk in this one.
I can't remember it.
I wish that I could relate to that. I don't want to remember the story. I remember so much about it. A little too much about it.
Really? I don't know anything.
The penny?
What about it? It
That's
came
all
up
I got.
once.
Seriously.
Okay, we can keep it on the lowest rank.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay.
Always looking out for me. The next story that we discussed is The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Quick summary for this one. Avery, the main character, all of a sudden comes up with this big-ass inheritance.
That's it.
That's it.
And I would like to say, I'm sorry for how I spoke about this book in that episode. You
were so
I was
harsh
mean.
on this book. And the reason why we're bringing this up is because immediately after we finished filming it, you were like, damn, you know what? I actually did like that story.
I did. I think I gave it a 3, but I sounded like I gave it a 1.
Yeah.
I did like it. It's just, it feels like it was meant for someone that wasn't me. But I appreciate what it was going for, but it's not for me. But I do want to finish it too.
Yeah. Yeah. We will finish the series for sure.
Can I put it in basic? I think it is a basic book. I think it's good, but not for me. But
yeah. No, I agree. The thing about this book is that I did really love the plot. I just hated the love triangle.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime it's between siblings, that's weird to me.
I get it.
All right, the next story that we talked about is one that is very beloved by Chelly here, which is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne.
You know what, too? I've heard a lot of hate about this story, specifically about a certain version of the book that has a word that is not appropriate. I get so sad about that, but the thing is, it's such a comfort book to me, and I had no idea that was a thing until, like, months after I had read The Hating Game.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's good.
I didn't hear about that until you told me.
I think this was one of the first books that we've read on this podcast that I think had like A+ humor. Like the comedy was so good. Yeah.
The dialogue is one of my favorites. I really liked their banter. I thought it was so cute. It was so funny. Basically, the summary of the story is grumpy sunshine, office romance, enemies to lovers, kinda.
Yeah.
It's just two people that work together, always ticking each other off, but maybe they don't actually hate each other.
I do love it, but I am okay. This is kind of hard. I'm okay with putting it at basic.
Wow. What?
Because it does feel very middle ground. And the thing is, at the end of the day, as much as I love it, it is kind of a basic book.
Yeah, overall.
You get me?
Yeah, I agree. I enjoyed the story. I would put it under basic.
If we had been making this tier list as soon as I had read this book, it would be in God tier.
No, it wouldn't, because we have to agree. And I will not let that happen.
Oh, whatever.
I would stop that from happening.
Go ahead. What's the next one?
Next one is the first dark romance we ever read, which is Haunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton.
Quick summary of this one. Our main character, Adeline, moves into a spooky house that belonged to her grandmother. And she's a writer. She's vibing, but not really, because there's a stalker. But they might be in love. Thank you. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's a dark romance, so tread lightly.
This was one of my first dark romances that wasn't fan fiction.
No, yeah, same.
How did you feel about it?
I loved this story. I enjoyed it so much. It was so different from anything that I've read before. I still don't think that dark romance is really for me, but this one, special to me.
I get it.
I would put this personally as God tier, 5 out of 5. I freaking love this story. But I know that you disagree. So I think it should go on A, because it's not a basic book. Don't even lie. It's not basic.
You know what? I will allow it to go on A demigod tier for now. but I am open to moving it down depending on what's on A and B, because I don't want to move ahead too much. This book has to be higher than the second book. I'm just saying.
Okay.
So that means if we move it down, the other book moves down too. I'm just saying. I'm okay with moving it. I wouldn't agree with A. I'd probably put it in basic, or I can't remember it. I'm sorry.
Yes, you do. You've made so many TikToks about this story.
Okay, that was around the time I read it, though. It's been a while.
No.
Have I? Okay, when was the last time? Don't answer that.
Okay,
no. Never mind. I would put it on basic.
Okay, so moral of that argument is Chelly does love this book. She just doesn't want to admit it.
Okay, fine. It's okay. It's
next.
basic.
Shut up. Okay, so the next story that we talked about was Neon Gods by Katie Roberts, which is just Persephone and Hades retelling.
With a lot of spice.
And a lot of love, some would say.
I was not a fan of this book.
And I love this book. That's all that matters.
I think that you probably want to put it somewhere really high. But looking at our list, I don't think it deserves to be next to The Witcher.
Obviously not.
And Haunting, I would say, is a little better than Neon Gods.
Whoa, what?
So I think Neon Gods should go in basic.
Okay, I'll let you have that one.
That's fine?
Fine, yes.
Okay.
That's okay.
Thank you.
It hurts me, but it's fine. The next story that we talked about was Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. And this one is a very dense book.
It's a necromancer who goes into a spooky castle to learn about necromancing. She's not the necromancer. Someone else is. She's just there to help.
She's just there.
I'll be honest. I will be very, very honest. I can't remember this book.
I can't either. I'm so sorry because I feel like Gideon the Ninth is one of those stories that I would really love if I actually took the time to sit there and consume it all.
Yeah, and I did love it at the time, but now with time, I'm like forgetting it more and more.
Yeah, I relate to that.
And they really did kill their gays.
Which is so disappointing, honestly.
Yeah.
All right, so the next story that we talked about is one of Chelly's favorites, A Través de mi Ventana by Ariana Godoy.
Oh my gosh. You know what? Wait, hold on. It's teenage love. There's a lot of sex and drugs. I never want to think about this story ever again. We don't have to make any more comments about it.
Okay, well, what if I want to make a comment about it?
What do you want to say? What can you possibly say about this really, really bad movie?
Bad?
It was really bad.
Some would say artistic.
Who? Who's going to say that?
I don't know. I wouldn't, actually. I did not like this movie at all. But I will say it was fun. It was a fun experience. I loved talking about it with you. And we had spaghetti.
I made spaghetti while I watched this movie, and I was cringing the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh,
she was trying so hard not to make a face, but I could tell. As soon as I walked in the kitchen, her face was all scrunched up in disgust. That's funny.
I tried my best.
The next one that we discussed was Bridgerton, season 2, aka The Viscount Who Loved Me.
Okay. First, in our season 1, Bridgerton, the Duke and I, we put it very, very low, if I remember correctly. Didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Because it was bad.
The first book.
Of course.
Well, aren't you going to give a summary of The Viscount Who Loved Me?
Well, it's basically another one of the Bridgertons, Anthony, and his love story with his girl, Kate. Mm-hmm. And it's
such a good one.
So good. Anthony is the best Bridgerton. Of course.
I don't know if I agree with that, but...
Who do you like? Hyacinth?
Gregory?
I'm sorry to both of them. You're both great people, but...
They're children.
This book... Oh, damn. It's really good.
The book?
Or sorry, the book's not good. The show is good. Woo! Dude, yeah, you saved me.
We're talking about the Netflix adaptation specifically because the book itself is not that good.
No.
I'm so sorry if you love Julia. It. But the adaptation of it is so amazing. I was hooked.
Amazing slow burn.
Stop. Yeah, literally. The slowest burn of my life. I didn't think they were going to end up together.
I know. I don't think I want to put it in demigod tier.
Well, I would disagree.
You think
respectfully
it deserves to be in demigod tier?
It's so good. I would give it a 5 out of 5.
Putting it there, you're saying that it's better than Neon Gods.
I mean, I'm not saying that.
And
Listen,
I'm saying that it's better
to-
than the hating game.
We have to compromise as a podcast.
Okay.
And I do really love this story. I would put it as demigod, which is 4 out of 5.
I'm okay with keeping it there.
Oh my god, thank you so much. I thought we were going to fight right now. And I'm tired.
I'm tired too.
The next one is Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune.
This is so far one of my favorite 2022 reads. It is a book about a man who dies and he wakes up at his own funeral and he's like, bitch. And it's him meeting up with a bunch of reapers who are supposed to help him transition into whatever comes after death. Very, very good. Did cry a little bit.
Oh, I was bawling my eyes out.
I cried a lot.
I know, she did. I saw her crying. It was so funny because you were in the kitchen reading it, and I was in the living room also reading it, but I was at a different part. We were both crying.
I thought you left just to give me space.
No, I was like,
crying. Oh, thank you.
So
it's good.
So you can cry in peace.
Yeah.
No.
God tier book. Yes. There's no argument here. Comedy gold. Romance
my
cute.
only thing is the ending. I don't know. I love it, but then I go, I'm not going to spoil anything. Don't worry. But I just feel very like
The thing is,
unsure.
you liked the ending one
Because I was sad.
And I was the one who didn't like it. But now, turntables, I do like it.
You did like the ending?
Yeah, I think it's fine. It's not going to ruin my life.
It ruined my... I'm just kidding.
I don't think about it every waking moment of my life, but you know.
Okay, I would give it God tier too. I really love this book. I definitely would recommend it for anyone who is dealing with grief.
Yes, me too.
Next story that we discussed is Unravel Me by Tahira Mafi, which this one is the sequel to Shatter Me. It's pretty much about a dystopian world where our main character has this lethal touch and she's just trying to survive.
I would like to say that Shatter Me, although it was not my favorite, I did really, really like reading Unravel Me. I want to apologize for hating on Adam so much. I feel like this video should be titled Chelly's apology video.
You were so mean about Adam.
I didn't mean to be mean. But then you guys said, you guys being Yahira and our friend Melissa, that Adam is kind of redeemed in one of the novellas, right?
It's not that he's redeemed. It's just that it's in his point of view, or at least part of it is. And so you get to see more about him and what he's dealing with. Okay. And I feel bad. I don't understand the Adam hate. I still like him. I still like him. Okay. But you know what's funny? Melissa, our mutual friend, did finish it. And she was like, I still kind of don't love Adam. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I'll see how I feel when I finish it. Unravel Me, I think it could go in demigod tier.
Oh my god.
I think it can. What? I did really like it.
Okay, I agree with that. Demigod tier. It was 4 out of 5. Love this story. Next story that we discussed is Heartstopper by Alice Oseman, which is a high school romance, coming of age, 2 boys falling in love with each other. And this was Shelly's favorite thing in the entire world. You literally reread this, I don't even know, 80 times?
It's not an exaggeration.
No, it really isn't. Like, every time I would talk to you, you're like, still rereading Heartstopper.
I want you to guess the last time I reread it.
Before I came.
She's not wrong.
So, it's like 2 days ago.
Oh, no. You know me so well. I love this book so much. Alice Oseman. I am on their Patreon. I just love it so much. And you saw me at Barnes & Noble today, and I like gravitate towards these
Anytime
books.
we go to Barnes & Noble, she immediately goes and finds Heartstopper.
Just to like look at them. I don't even open them. I'm just like, here she is.
Chelly was like, this is my comfort area.
It is my comfort area.
It's cute.
Thank you so much. And that's why I think it deserves to be in God tier.
Okay, I agree with that.
You do?
Yeah, I really liked it too. Not as much as you. I did really like this. What is it called? I really liked the graphic novel, and I really loved the Netflix adaptation of it. But then just comparing me to you, I'm like, man, maybe I don't love it as much as she does.
I was going to say something. I forgot. Oh, are you excited for season 2?
Yes.
I am so
I can't
excited. I heard that they already went, no spoilers, but I heard they already went to Paris. So, like, I love it. It's going to be so good.
Yeah, I'm excited. All right, so the next story that we discussed is Fresh on Hulu.
Yes, it was a story about a girl who just has a really bad time, like, meeting guys. She goes on dating apps, but these guys end up being lame. Mm-hmm. And she's going to give up on love until she meets this man at the grocery store. They're hitting it off. It's amazing. They're going to go on a trip. Oops, he's a cannibal. It's crazy. Go watch it because I feel like the way it was filmed is so good.
I love this movie.
Yeah.
This movie was so unexpectedly good for me. I just really liked the music.
Yeah, me too. The way it was filmed was also really good. I feel like they did a lot with angles and colors.
I agree with that. Oh, and then the ending, loved. I think I would personally put this in God tier, but I would also agree with demigod tier because it's not basic.
I'm gonna put
this is not basic.
You know what? Now you've opened my eyes.
Your third eye wide open.
You've opened my third eye. I do agree it is not God tier, but I am okay with demigod tier.
Okay. So 4 out of 5. The next story that we talked about on the podcast was Malice by Heather Walter, which is basically a Sleeping Beauty retelling, except we are in the point of view of the villain, which is Maleficent, and we get to see her become the villain.
I love this story.
I love this story so much. Oh my God. And you didn't even see Sleeping Beauty.
We sat next to each other when we read this at the same time. We were just in different spots. And you were just telling me about the movie Maleficent.
No, I was telling you about Sleeping Beauty.
And then about Maleficent. You moved on. And then you're like, yeah, it's so good. Even that part where, oh, and then you just started crying. And I was like, what?
It's really good.
I'm glad you like it. I need to watch it with you specifically.
You better one day. One day.
I think this deserves to be in God tier.
I agree.
This is a good spot for it.
Malice is such a good story. I recommend it.
It is.
It's a good fantasy. Next up is actually Malice's sequel.
End of a duology.
Misrule. Again by Heather Walter.
And it's a continuation of the story, of course. But I would say that I was a little, I don't want to say disappointed. It just felt really long. And I remember it. Of course, I remember the ending.
Because you loved the ending. Meanwhile,
I
was sad about the ending.
I felt a certain way about it, but I loved the last quote because Aurora writes a letter. And it's so good. But it's nothing like Malice. Like, no. I wouldn't put it in the same category as Malice.
I wouldn't either, which makes me so sad because I was really looking forward to this one.
You went to Barnes & Noble the day it came out.
Yeah, the day it came out. And I immediately went up to the cashier and I was like, where is this book? I need it.
Did I tell you? I went to go eat with my sister not that day, but I think 2 days later. And I went to Barnes & Noble's and asked for that book. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm looking for it. It's called Misrule. It has hands. It looks like this, and I was explaining it. And the person in the front was like, oh, you're not the only person who asked for that. And I was like, whoa.
Whoa, me.
Wavelengths.
It was the same Barnes & Noble.
Yeah. But basic, it's good, but it's not great.
I think I would agree with that. So middle ground, 3 out of 5. Sorry.
Wow, now we're getting to the books that I remember. These feel more recent now.
Oh, because it wasn't that long ago. All right, so the next story that we talked about is so big on Book Talk.
Okay.
The Cruel Prince by Holly Black.
Whoa.
This is a fantasy. It has to do with fae. It has to do with the human world and the fae world. And the main character is human, but she was raised in the fae world. So she's just trying to survive in this world and, become a part of it, while also dealing with a prince who's not that nice.
Which I really enjoy. I really like.
I like
that she is very like, if I had to explain her personality, it's I'm going to do whatever I have to do to get what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Queen. This book was not good.
Queen, but also Chelly hated Jude.
I don't tell everyone. I haven't admitted it to the internet yet. You exposed me.
You can just go back to the episode. Please listen to our episode on The Cruel Prince. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, story and things.
That's my thing, first of all. I did not like this book.
Mm-hmm.
I would have given it a 5 out of 5 if they had spoken about Carden's tale at least one more time. One page of Carden's tale.
Chelly loves the fact that he has a tail.
Yes.
Which I think is a little weird.
Why is it weird? Don't answer that.
Okay, I'm not going to answer that. All I want to say is that I really liked the beginning of the story. I liked what it was going for.
Me too.
Didn't really love the ending, and I didn't really love the execution, I guess, of it.
Yeah, I would agree. I wish I liked it more. I actually did buy the box set of this.
Yeah, because she loves it.
This book is my pickles.
That doesn't make any sense to anybody else. Chelly has this thing where she wants to force herself to like pickles. Why? I don't know.
It's an aesthetic choice.
She thinks it looks cool. She likes the idea of, oh my God, we're at Disneyland. I'm going to go get a big fat pickle. But you don't like pickles.
I want to like them. And I hate it because I'll go out with friends and they'll be like, who wants my pickle? And I'm like, me. Ooh, and I'm like tears streaming down my face and I'm forcing myself to eat this. I just want to like it.
I agree with you. I really want to like this story too, especially because it's so big on Book Talk and so many people love this story. I will continue this series and I hope that I fall in love somewhere before the ending.
I would either put it in basic or I can't remember it because I really can't remember the details. I would have to reread the story.
I think I agree with you. Can't remember it.
Sorry, Book Talk.
I'm so sorry. Please do not come for me. We're trying to like this book, okay?
I know.
The next story is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stivator.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this book is about a girl named Blue who's a psychic, and she happens to see a boy in this thing called the Way Lines, and it basically means that the boy that she saw is going to die, and that's pretty much it. The boys in the story are looking for an urban legend, and she's gonna tag along with them, and hopefully he doesn't die.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
I think this story is perfect for the age group it was intended for, which is teenagers.
Yeah.
I want to like it a lot, and I do like it. I like the characters. I can't remember much.
I can't remember much about it either. And keep in mind, this was a while ago. Also, I don't want to out us, but we filmed this way before we released this episode. So I don't remember much about it. But I will say we met the author, Maggie.
She's so nice.
She's the sweetest thing ever. Seriously, I will read more of her books because she's so sweet.
Seeing Melissa, our friend, who loves this author, meet her favorite author.
Was so cute.
It was really cute.
She was literally crying.
Yeah.
It was cute. It was special.
Loved it.
I filmed it for her.
Love it. Love it.
The next book that we talked about is one of Chelly's favorites and my biggest nemesis, Pestilence by Laura Thalassa.
Okay. Pesci.
The bestie.
I feel a certain way about him. So he is one of the 4 horsemen who came to plague the world. And you know what? He is here to burn them all down.
Yeah,
But sometimes you got to burn for someone else. Sarah burns his love interest.
Who's a firefighter.
Yeah, she was born into it.
She legally, the name.
She legally changed her name. Her name was like Sarah Water. She's like, they're all going to make fun of me at fireman school. Oh my gosh. I like this book. I think it's interesting. I like the idea of someone who has no concept of humanity learning about humanity.
I agree. The thought is nice. I did not like this book at all.
So God tier?
No. I don't want to remember.
No. God tier front? Maybe?
No. It is
look, there's 2 of him.
It's not better than The Witcher.
Just 5 Pestilence and God tier? You're just looking at me in a certain way. I can't make jokes. Fine. Okay, let me say this. I love this book. I remember one thing. He changed his name at the end.
To Victor.
Victor. Like, that was my biggest
problem with the story.
It was so good.
It wasn't the whole killing a whole freaking city with the plague.
Yeah.
It was the name.
Yeah, you committed genocide, but Victor? Victor?
He is victorious.
I hate it. Can't remember it. I'm okay with keeping it there.
Fine. 2 out of 5, I guess. I'd give it a 1.
No, can't remember it.
Fine.
Wow, only 2. I don't want to remember it. I don't think we're going to have much hate this time around.
Maybe we're changing.
Maybe we're positive? Oh my gosh.
No. The next story is Den of Vipers by K.A. Knight, which is a reverse harem. Yes. Roxy just was sold into this group of boys. What is it?
Men,
4?
vipers, actually.
4 of them. Can you name them all? Go. If you're a big viper
Garrett,
head.
Diesel, Kenzo, and Ryder.
Wow. Gross.
You want me to say they're zodiacs? Because I know it.
Okay, go.
They're all vipers. They have their own zodiac.
They're Virgos.
They're all Virgos. You know what? Yeah, they're Virgos. They're Virgos, and I feel like Diesel's a Pisces.
Why would you say that?
It's true. Like, he has to be. Garrett? Maybe like
he's a Cancer.
A Cancer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I freaking hated this story. I hated this story. And Shelly loves this story. I don't understand. I know I don't recommend this story. It was 800 pages of what? Nothing.
Of art. Okay.
There is no plot in this story. I'm sorry. I'm getting heated all of a sudden. Whoa.
I feel at ease, actually, because this story, you read it first and you posted this TikTok. I'm sorry to expose you. You posted this TikTok that made it seem like you were far into this book.
That was like chapter 1.
Okay, but you made it seem like, okay, I'm reading this book and I've been reading this book.
I didn't.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I assumed. And you know what? Assumptions make an ass of you and me. So, I assumed that you were far into this book. Mm-hmm. I read the first chapter. No, correction. I audiobooked the first chapter. Mm-hmm. I hated the audiobook.
Yeah,
I hated the first chapter. Mm-hmm. It was so stupid and so disgusting that I would have DNF'd this book at that point. But because I had assumed that you were far into it, I was like, what the hell? I'm going to go ahead and just continue reading it. Uh-huh. And something changed.
I don't understand. I wanted to DNF this book so many times. So many times.
I just feel like there's so much love in this book.
Where is the love?
Behind all the smut and all the death and all of the pick-me shit, it's not a bad book.
You loved it because Roxy doesn't brush her teeth with water. She does it with whiskey.
That's disgusting, first of all. But there's a scene at the end with Kenzo.
Okay, we don't have to get into it.
It's so good.
No.
God tier?
No.
God tier, maybe?
No. I don't want to remember this book.
Tier.
No, I don't
Can we put it in basic?
No.
It's so good, though.
It's not good.
But do you remember all the memories? I had so much fun filming that with you, and I love talking about it. Yeah, which is why we should put it in basic.
No. I will compromise 2 out of 5. I'm not putting that in basic. You would put that with the hating game? You would put that with Misrule? She put it in 2 out of 5, which is can't remember it. Unfortunately, Chelly can remember it.
I want to remember it.
Can you move this over there?
No! I'm sorry. I did not mean to scream at you. I'm sorry. Okay. Go ahead and pick the next one.
Are you really upset?
I am. I believe it belongs in God tier, but apparently we're not like-minded individuals.
It's not good.
Go ahead and pick the fucking next one.
You're lying. Okay, after this, we talked about Stranger Things, which was a wild ride for you because you went straight in you dove in. You finished 4 seasons in what, 2 days?
I really did.
You really did.
I felt like I died 4 times and was revived 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
And this, it's so funny because I knew I was going to like Stranger Things. And like I said, this podcast opens doors. Like I literally, there's so much things that I want to watch, but my brain is like, yes, I want to watch Stranger Things, but I also want to rewatch this show that I've seen 50 times.
Yeah.
And I always get stuck in that loop.
Charlie really did not want to watch Stranger Things. I was so... You know what's funny? We were not supposed to talk about it, but then season 4 was going to come out. And I think No. Season 4 came out. The beginning of it.
Volume 1.
And then the end of it was going to come out, let's say, in a month.
And we didn't know that was going to happen.
Yeah, we didn't know that. And just suddenly one night, it came to me, maybe we should talk about Stranger Things. But I didn't want to bring it up to you because, right?
I was hesitant.
No, you were like, I don't want to watch Stranger Things. You were like, you really didn't want to watch it.
But then when you brought it up, I was a little hesitant because it was just the demographic. And I felt a certain way. But then I watched it and I was so hooked. And I rewatched the first season. I had watched the first season when it first came out, but I dropped it around that time. Mm-hmm. I am so in love with Stranger Things. I am so in love with Stranger Things.
I love Stranger Things too, which is why it's God tier. 5 out of 5.
Where is he? Here he is. God tier.
Yes. No arguments there. Love that we can agree finally.
Can I mention, I really like how our tier list is actually looking pretty even right now.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
We don't have that much hate.
Okay, let's fix that. What's the next one?
Okay, the next story that we discussed was Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas, which is essentially about a girl who's dating a guy, but then she falls in love with the guy's dad. Oops.
I was going to say I fucking hated it as a joke because I wanted to even out the odds, but I would never make fun of a God tier book.
It is not God tier. Don't even lie to me right now. You would put it with Stranger Things?
Yeah, I would. No, I wouldn't. I think I would put it with like Fresh and Bridgerton. I think it's demigod tier. I thought it was a good ass book. I love this book.
I think the more time that I sit with it, the less that I like it. Okay. I'm sorry.
Basic? No, don't do that to me. Look at where you put Den of Vipers. Look at where you put it.
It's not my fault you like bad bugs.
That's the meanest thing you've ever said to me.
I'm sorry, I feel bad. I take that back. Take that back.
Wait, hold on. Put your hand there again.
I take it back.
No.
It was a joke, I swear.
No, it's not. You spoke from the heart.
Okay, fine. We can put it at basic. It's fine.
Now it feels like you're pitying me. I don't want to put it in basic anymore. I do want to put it in basic. Really make it there.
Because I am. I do feel pity.
How dare you?
Okay. The next story that we talked about was The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. Specifically the Amazon Prime version of it.
And it's basically about a girl who one summer she just turns pretty.
She's
in
just
her
popping.
In her perspective, she did not feel pretty before. And she is now confident because every summer her family goes to visit family friends. And there are 2 brothers who are
pining over her.
Yeah.
I guess.
And she really likes one of them, but a lot's going on that summer. I liked it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed watching The Summer I Turned Pretty. Unexpectedly broke my heart, though.
I know that ending was dark.
I know.
But it's a basic story.
I think I agree. Even though I really enjoyed it, I would put it under basic too. So 3 out of 5.
Thank you.
Next. The next story that we talked about was First Kill by V.E. Schwab, which is a short story about a vampire and a vampire hunter, or just a monster hunter, falling in love.
Yeah.
Which we haven't talked about it, but unfortunately it has been canceled.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
Yeah. Even though you and I felt a certain way about this show, it kind of sucks for the people who are growing up and they finally see sapphic representation, and it's canceled.
It sucks, but also not to be that person. Yeah, it wasn't good. Mm-mm. And the thing is, I love the short story. Mm-hmm. I thought the short story was so beautifully written. Mm-hmm. Didn't give you much to work with, but like, it's a short story.
Yeah. I liked it too. And I love V.E. Schwab, okay? Mm-hmm. Don't get it twisted.
And I didn't like the direction the movie. I didn't like the direction that the show was going, because I really thought they were going to do Monster of the Week, and after episode 4 they were just going to kill different monsters together while learning about each other's lives.
I don't know how you came up with that, but
it looked like that's where it was going because of the way that the 4th episode was filmed. Mm-hmm. But nope, it did not really leave a lasting impression on me. Either basic or can't remember it.
I don't want to remember it.
Okay. I'm okay with that. I wanted to be nice, but
let's be honest.
Yeah. Though. There needs to be better sapphic representation in media.
I agree. There needs to be better ones. Someone needs to adapt Malice pronto.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that would be so good.
It would be so good. The next story we talked about was Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo.
This book was so good. It is.
Say that again.
This book was so good. It's the continuation of Six of Crows, the end of the duology, and it continues the story of the Six of Crows, finishing their heist, which is basically getting back one of the crows that was kidnapped and getting their money.
Yeah, the money that they deserved, they earned.
I will be honest, Six of Crows was really hard for me to read, but Crooked Kingdom was really good.
Yeah, I love this book.
I loved it so much. This is hard. I would put it in God tier.
I agree with that. I really loved this one. I thought that Leigh Bardugo did an amazing job with her descriptions. Mm-hmm. I think this one was, I can just envision it more than Six of Crows.
Yep. I agree.
The next story that we talked about was This Woven Kingdom by Tahar Mafi. Again, it's a world where, what are they? What are they called? It's humans versus jinn. And the main character's name is Eliza, and she's a jinn, but she's trying to mask. She's trying to hide herself. She's trying to blend in with the humans. But unfortunately, she was prophesized to be the end of humanity. Well, not humanity. I guess she was supposed to bring up the jinn, if that makes sense.
Yes. I love this book. I love this book so much.
So good.
Can I just say, This Woven Kingdom, first of all, God tier.
God tier. No questions asked.
We met Tahar Mafi.
We met Tahar Mafi.
Oh my gosh. I got my book signed.
Yeah. And I did tell Chelly, maybe you should apologize for the Adam comment, but you didn't.
I didn't. I was scared. You know what? After seeing the authors whose like books that, I'll be honest, that I sometimes talk shit about, it really changes your perspective.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're just there.
Yeah, I'm
promoting
like,
their books, trying their best.
I get it. I can hate a character, but I'll respect you because you did write a good character that I could hate. So
really, thank you.
Thank you.
Hate isn't always bad, right? Just only sometimes.
Thank you. Go ahead. What's the next one?
Oh, all I want to say is that Tahar Mafi was the sweetest person ever.
Yeah, she was.
Love her. The next story that we talked about was Hunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton. Don't get it confused with Haunting Adeline, which is the first one. Hunting is the second part of the duology.
Yeah, and it's just a continuation after the abrupt ending of Haunting Adeline. Mm-hmm. The continuation, but I don't think they're gonna get it twisted, because at least for Haunting it was good, but Hunting wasn't. It was not good.
You didn't even describe the story.
I don't think I need to. It's a continuation of Haunting, and it just
Adeline's just trying to survive.
It brings Adeline and Zaid's story into a close.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all I really got to say. It's not good, but can I say something?
Go ahead.
I didn't hate it. Mm-hmm. I just didn't like it.
I think I would agree with you. I do still love these characters, but it just, I don't know. I didn't like everything that Adeline was going through. It just made me feel really uncomfortable.
I don't want to remember it.
I think I'd agree with you.
Okay.
It's a very dark book, so trigger warning.
Yes, if you do happen to read it.
The next story that we talked about was The Dragon's Bride by Katie Robert, which is actually funny. Your favorite Katie Robert book.
It really is.
You've only read
really
2,
is.
though.
Out of the 2, this is number 1.
Why? Do you want to describe what this story is
with Neon
about?
Gods, close second.
Oh, please. Very close.
This book is a monster romance. Briar, our main character, is a human who has a hard life. She doesn't love her current husband and would do anything to get out of her situation with him. So she makes a deal with the devil.
Zazel.
Yeah, and basically has to marry a dragon
monster.
man.
No, it can be any monster.
A dragon man, and is supposed to give him children if consented.
Yeah.
I love this book. I think it's amazing.
Yeah? Well, what would you rate it?
I wouldn't rate it a 5 because I don't know if you saw the TikTok I made. It's not good, but it had really good quotes.
No, yeah, it did. Unexpectedly.
I think it's basic. Because I can remember it. Ask me anything. The answer is penis.
What?
It's usually penis. That was the whole book.
Yeah, it's very
basic.
I think I would agree with you. It's a very basic book. 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Next story was the second dark romance that we've talked about. Actually, would you say Den of Vipers is a dark romance?
A little
It kind of is, right?
A little bit, but
I guess then this
more reverse harem than dark romance.
Yeah, but it's
still
she's literally kidnapped.
Okay, we get it, but she kind of vibes with it. So
So I guess this one is our third dark romance, which is Hooked by Emily McIntyre. It's the first story that we've read from this author as well.
Yeah.
So this story is pretty much a Peter Pan retelling where the main character is Hook/James, and he's just trying to get revenge on Peter, not Pan, Peter Michaels. And the best way to do it is by going after his daughter Wendy.
Yes. I didn't like this book, but I didn't hate it. I thought
you were very confused about this book. No spoilers here. This is not the spoiler episode.
I was very confused about this book. I misunderstood it, and I had given it a low rating because of that.
It's so funny because you were like, "Oh, I changed my rating." Still gives it a 2. Like what?
After sitting with it for a while, it's not the greatest.
I love this book.
I'm okay with putting it in basic because
no, it's not basic.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
Not basic.
Okay.
Whoa.
I wouldn't put it with Unravel Me.
I would. Easy.
You would?
Yeah.
Okay, what if we keep it in basic, but it can be one of the ones that's in front?
Wow, what a compromise. Wow, she's so sweet. Okay, fine. That's fine. Hooked is 3 out of 5 then.
Okay. That's fine with me too.
All right, so the next and last story that we discussed on season 2 of Story and Things is Fine Print. By Lauren Asher?
Yes. This book is basically an office romance. Girl goes into basically the CEO part of a Disneyland, let's be real, and falls in love with her boss, who's kind of a grumpy man. Yeah. Grumpy ex-Sunshine book and
office romance.
It's really good. I low-key, and I'll be honest right now. I'll be super honest right now. A part of me wanted to hate this book only because everyone else on TikTok liked it. It was like that little spiteful part of me. I just wanted to do it out of spite, just to get it out of the way. But I fell in love with this book. I thought it was really good. I would probably put it...
I really enjoyed this story too.
Demigod tier?
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree. The Fine Print was a really good book.
Okay.
Very smutty too.
I know. I loved it. Looking at this, if you're looking at the tier list on YouTube, please go look at it. If you're listening to it, just close your eyes and envision it. We have put down all of the episodes that were posted for season 2. I do want to give a quick shout out to a fallen hero. The couple next door.
So the author's name is Sherry LaPena.
Okay.
And you know what? We filmed this. We were so fucking drunk. We were so incoherent. It was so hard for me to rewatch that episode because I was trying to edit the episode.
I looked so out of it.
I looked like I was in a daze.
Yeah.
But you know what? We tried. We were talking about it. We weren't talking about it.
I remember there was one part where I just started playing the audiobook.
Yeah,
do you remember?
Yeah, because you were trying to prove me wrong about something. And I was
about
like,
a line.
What? Who cares?
Yeah, it didn't really matter. I don't know why I did that.
She's just mean sometimes.
We haven't really talked about it in a while that I don't remember what you rated it.
I think when I read this book, I really enjoyed it because essentially what the book is about is we're trying to figure out what happened to the couple next door's baby. Mm-hmm. The baby just goes missing. And so everyone is looking at the couple very suspiciously. Mm-hmm. But then we're also looking at the other couple that's next door to them. And so it's just like a mystery that we're trying to figure out, is this baby alive? Where is it? And I really enjoyed it at the time. If I'm honest, though, I don't remember all of the details about this book.
I do remember them.
You do?
I do. But I am okay with putting it in I can't remember it. Only because I feel like that's a good spot to put it because of how they ended the book. I did not like the ending.
I didn't love the ending either, but it's a very typical ending for the genre of the story.
They shouldn't have done that. I just feel like
liked it though.
I like the idea of it, but I hate that it led up to that. Mm-hmm. It could have been a lot different.
I kind of agree with you.
I can't remember it is a good spot for it.
Yeah.
What a good try for an episode. So now we're at our
personal
5 and 5.
reads.
Yep.
Yeah. So why don't we go back and forth?
No, you can do all of yours first because I don't want to interrupt your flow, and I can go next.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's start off with these hollow vows. Actually, why don't we both talk about these hollow vows?
Okay, since we both had it.
Yeah, we both read this book. Actually, I read it first, and I was obsessed with this story. You know what's weird? I saw people talking about this on Book Talk, but no one talks about it now.
No, not at all.
Makes me so sad because the sequel came out, and I'm so excited to read it. These Hollow Vows is essentially human world, fae world. Main character is human. She has to go to the fae world to get her sister back because she was sold to someone over there. And she's just trying to get her sister back while also being a weapon for the villain of the story who is trying to take down the royal fae family.
Yes.
Oh my God. The love triangle in this story was so freaking good. I didn't know who I was rooting for at all. I was like, okay, I'm bouncing back and forth. I love Finn, but I love Sebastian too.
Yep.
The thing about this book is it was one of those books where I could not put it down. I would find any moment that I had free and I would literally be like one paragraph. Yep. I love this story so much. Damn. I was sneaking it everywhere. And I finished it really quickly, and I love the story. I'd give it a 5 out of 5. I'm so obsessed with this story.
You know what? I put 2 images of these hollow vows here just in case we had a different opinion. I would also give it a 5 out of 5.
You liked it too?
I liked it so much, and I felt bad because I knew you liked it a lot, and you kept mentioning it as if like, come on, you gotta read it. You gotta read it. Yeah. It was so good.
I love this story.
So good. I am excited for the second one. Who are you rooting more for?
Okay, because I don't want to give spoilers.
No, just say a name. Just say a name. Who are you rooting more for?
Finn.
I
fucking love Finn.
Thank you.
I love Sebastian a lot too.
Yeah, I love him.
But Finn, hello?
Oh gosh, it's such a good book. I definitely recommend it.
Same, me too. Love it.
What was your next read?
Okay, so let's get away from love for a second here. Okay?
And talk about hate.
No, not hate.
Well, I don't know anything about this book, so I'm interested.
Okay, so I read Caraval by Stephanie Garber. You know what? I'm going to be honest. I did read this like a while ago. I don't remember it exactly. The main point of the story is it's about 2 sisters, and this is a very common theme now that I think about it. They're trying to escape their abusive father. And the way that they're going to do it is they're going to go off to this island where this magical event happens where things aren't really what they seem. And her sister, one of the sisters gets lost. So the other sister is pretty much finding her, looking for her.
Okay.
I didn't like the ending of this story. It made me feel weird because I was feeling a certain way, and then it just kind of like switched very quickly for me, and it just threw me off. So because of that, I would probably, I don't know, I'm going between basic and can't remember it because I can't remember all of the details. You know what? I'd give it a 2. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Don't apologize. Nothing wrong with that.
Okay. The next story that I want to talk about is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. Hello, Alice in Wonderland retelling, but it's about the Queen of Hearts, and we get to see her journey of becoming the Queen of Hearts, who's a little bit evil. It's fine.
Okay.
This book fucking broke me. This book is so good, and Chelly was supposed to read it with me, but she didn't.
Yeah, I didn't.
Because she hates me.
No, it's not that. I just didn't have time.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. I would give this a 5 out of 5. It's so good. Hit me right where it hurts.
Okay.
Thank you. The next story I want to talk about is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which is a very polarizing book on Book Talk. It's so weird. I feel like people either love it or hate it. And it's because of the ending. It's because of the ending. What this story is essentially about is Addie LaRue makes a wish to a dark god or a god of darkness. Can't really remember. He's like a demon, I think. And she makes a wish where she wants to be free. She wants to be untethered. So she is granted immortality. But unfortunately for her, the wish has a price where she cannot be remembered. People see her, and as soon as they look away from her, or she goes like out of the room or something, out of line of vision, they forget her. I would give this story, I don't know, I go between 4 and 5. But you know what? Overall, I love it so much. I just give it a 5. Wow, I have so much love today.
I know.
I have so much love.
Mine's going to be different
today. Maybe I should have gone last.
No, go ahead. Keep going.
Okay, so the next book I want to talk about is King of Battle and Blood by Scarlett St. Clair, which you were there with me when I bought this book.
Yes.
We were at Walmart. I saw it. And you were like, oh, I think that's a sapphic book. It's not.
It's not?
No, it's not. But it's okay. I had no idea what this story was about. Essentially, it's about a vampire, and he sees this girl, and he's kind of like overtaking kingdoms, or he's like, I don't know, he's messing shit up. And he goes to these humans, and he's like, yeah, I'll leave you guys alone. I won't hurt you guys if I can marry your daughter. So it's an arranged marriage.
Oh.
Good vibes. Love the story so much. Yes, I give it a 5 out of 5. Don't judge me. And it's very smutty. This book is so small to have that much smut in it. It's kind of weird.
Damn.
I have so much love to give today. Wow.
Wow. Look at you. Look at us. A couple of cards. Who would have thought?
Not me.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, there's not going to be much else going in God tier. That's not true. I do want to mention that for my 5 books, I read a lot of graphic novels because I recommend a lot of books to younger people. So keep that in mind. These Hollow Vows, already mentioned it, God tier. God tier.
Love.
It's so amazing, and I'm so excited to read the second book. I actually have the second book. I just, oh my gosh, I need a moment where I can sit, because I know if I pick it up, I will not be able to put it down. So I can't read it right now, but it's okay. It's okay. I'll give it time. Okay. Next book I want to talk about is a graphic novel that I read called Lighter Than My Shadow, written by Katie Green. It is about a girl's life starting from very, very young up until like college. It goes through her entire life and her development of an eating disorder. Aww. So it is really, really serious and very, very dark, and trigger warning because there is sexual assault in this book too. It's a really tough read, and I actually got it because I was going to recommend it to kids, and then I saw what it was, and I felt a certain way because I do agree that this happens to young people, and I do think they should read it, but I don't think my kids are ready yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I read it, and although I do like the message, I wasn't really a fan of the book.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I just don't think it was for me,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it would be for someone who's going through this,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I
That
feel
does make
bad for
sense.
saying that because, like, it was good. It's just not for me.
Mm-hmm.
I would put it in basic.
Okay.
The next book is also a graphic novel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. It is called Magical Boy by The Cow. And it's a person who posted it, I think, on Webtoons originally.
Mm-hmm. You love it?
This book is about a transgender boy who, in their family, they're related to Aphrodite.
Mm-hmm.
And every woman in the family gets the powers of Aphrodite and becomes a magical girl. But he is a boy.
Mm-hmm.
And when he gets these powers, it does force him to get into a magical girl outfit. And they're like, what the hell is this?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm a boy. I don't want to be part of this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a story of accepting yourself and your identity
Mm-hmm.
and finding comfort in, like, who you are with friends. And it's so fucking good.
That sounds really good.
It's so good. I love it so much. This would be an automatic 5 out of 5 for me.
Really?
It's so good.
Yeah.
It is so good.
Chelly gave me the summary of the story, I believe today or yesterday. You made it sound really good.
You know what? I do really like it. I'm looking at our list though, and looking at the other books I read. I love it. I'm gonna put it at a 4, but only because of one that I'm gonna talk about.
Okay.
My next one is Cold by Mariko Tamaki.
Mm-hmm.
You know about this book.
Yeah, I did. You told me about it.
So it is not a graphic novel. It is a chapter book. It has to do with a boy who was mysteriously killed one snowy night. And it's really tough because although the cops in this town are trying to figure out what happened to this boy, he did not have many friends.
Mm-hmm.
He only really had his mom. And no one knows about him, who he is, or why he would have died.
Mm-hmm.
So the main character, I believe her name was Henrietta, she is basically fixated with this story of the boy who died. And it's a coming of age story and her just accepting her identity.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like talking about this book a lot. But I did not like the way it was written. I feel like a lot of the parts in this book were written in a way where it seemed like she was all-knowing. Like she was a teenager, but she's having these moments of like, suddenly the world is clear and this is the reason life happens like this. Mm-hmm. It's like no teenager talks like that.
Yeah.
So
you felt disconnected.
Yeah, I did feel disconnected. I really did like it though, but I am going to say because of how much it like threw me off, I'm going to put it in I can't remember it. Okay. Because it should have done better. The idea of it is really good, but I hated it. I hated that it did that. Mm-hmm. So my last book is actually a manga by Sho Harusono. So this story has to do with Sasaki and Miyano. Miyano is a younger high schooler who's really into reading BL manga, which is just gay romance. And he's really embarrassed about this fact, so he doesn't really like to admit it to anyone. But there is another boy in this story whose name is Sasaki, who really wants to get to know Miyano, to be good friends with him. So they both end up reading gay manga together to bond.
Okay.
And through this, the older one, Sasaki, realizes that he actually has a crush on him. So this whole story is him trying to get the other boy to like him back. And it is really, really cute. It's like, it's what Heartstopper is to me. It's not meant to like, you know, it's not meant to be a story that has problems or, you know, a lot of plot. Okay. It really is just a feel good. Love it. I read it and reread it as often as I do Heartstopper. I would give it a 5 out of 5.
Okay.
I don't think I would recommend it to anyone.
Why?
I don't know. It's like a little embarrassing.
Why?
I don't know, because like you have to read it. You have to read it to understand why it's a little embarrassing to admit that I like it. I did recommend it to someone and they hated it.
Really?
Yeah.
Did that hurt your feelings?
Yeah, a little bit, but I'm like, whatever. If you don't like it, you don't like it.
If you
I
don't
thought it was
like
good.
it, you have bad taste.
I thought it was good.
Sorry for you.
I think it's cute, and I really like feel good stories when I just need something to like turn my brain off. That was mine.
I don't think I ever really seek out feel good stories. I just want to be torn apart.
I didn't seek it out either. It's just that I saw a TikTok about it, and I was like, I have some time to kill. Might as well watch the first episode, and I fell down a rabbit hole. Here I am.
Here she is. Okay, so let's recap. We're going to go from bottom to top, okay?
And let's try to do this quick because we have like a lot of things. And just to explain what we're doing, we are going to go through each category and now put them in order of what they should look like in that category.
Yeah, but the bottoms don't really matter. It's just the tops.
So let's go through the bottom. Worst story is going to be closer to the left. I agree. Unhoneymooners should stay there. It was really...
So we're on D.
Yeah.
So we're on D. Don't want to remember it. Unhoneymooners.
Wait, the worst ones are near the end.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Worst one near the end. Unhoneymooners was the worst.
Okay. Unhoneymooners.
A través de mi ventana. First kill. And haunting. Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh. I apologize. Hunting. Hunting is on the bottom.
I personally don't think the order matters. I don't care for any of these stories.
Okay.
So C, can't remember it. We have Gideon the Ninth, Cruel Prince, Raven Boys, Pestilence, Den of Vipers, Couple Next Door, and that's for the podcast.
Okay.
I think. What are you doing?
I moved Den of Vipers where it deserves to be, which is at the very front.
Because it's the worst.
No, the front is closer to B. Okay, well let's choose the last.
Doesn't make any sense.
Let's choose the last one first.
I just want to say I don't want to remember any of these. It doesn't matter. No, I'm sorry. I just want to say I can't remember any of these, so I don't even want to talk about it. So the next category
really?
is
You're okay with
B.
just leaving?
Yep, I'm good. The next category is B for basic. We have Inheritance Games, The Hating Game. Whoa. 2 games. Neon Gods, Misrule, Birthday Girl, Summer I Turned Pretty, Dragon's Bride, Hugged. How did that get there? And that's it.
Yeah. So Which
one of these would you say is the least basic in your opinion?
The least basic out of all of these is Misrule. I think that it's pretty good, except for a few flaws that it had. I'm okay with Misrule being the front for now. While we decide the rest of them. I would also agree, because I told you I would, that Hooked is not just basic. If there was something between A and B, I would have put Hooked there.
Thank you.
Yes. I love Dragon's Bride, so I think it deserves to be third.
Wow, you'd put it over The Hating Game?
I love Dragon's Bride. Oh, damn, that's a really hard one, actually. That's hard. I'm okay. If they're, like, next to each other, that's fine with me. I'm even okay.
This isn't about you. This is about the podcast.
Well, you need to help me move them. Is it okay if I put the Inheritance Game at the end?
That's fine. I don't care.
Yeah. And The Summer I Turned Pretty, I'm okay with leaving it there.
Okay, sure.
How does this look?
Yeah, that's fine.
So the next one is a demigod tier, which is Haunting Adeline, Bridgerton, The Viscount Who Loved Me, Unravel Me, Fresh, The Fine Print.
I think the best one out of all of these would be Fresh, in my opinion.
I'm okay with putting that in the front. Haunting can stay there.
Over Fine Print?
Yeah, I think Fine Print can be either third or fourth, but I think Bridgerton should be last.
Okay. I respect that.
I think these two can be moved. Like, it doesn't matter to me where they are.
She's moving Unravel Me and The Fine Print.
Yeah.
So that's fine. So in the order that we have it is Fresh, Haunting, Unravel Me, Fine Print, and Bridgerton, The Viscount Who Loved Me. I'm good with that. So now let's get to God tier, which, damn, it has a lot.
We have so many.
Because of me. You're welcome.
It matters, yeah.
You're welcome. So what do we have there? We have The Witcher, Under the Whispering Door,
Heartstopper.
I always say, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was thinking Heartless. Oh, Heartstopper,
Yeah.
Malice, Stranger Things, Crooked Kingdom, This Woven Kingdom,
And that's it.
And that's it.
Okay, so
let's move them from.
Wait.
Let's move them from what we're okay with not winning, because one of them has to win as the best thing of season 2.
That's what I was gonna say. So whatever is in the front is our best
story of season 2
of Story and Things. Thank you. Okay, let's start from the back. I don't want to keep it back here. This is just me out of quick, not even thinking. Malice is going to be at the end.
Okay.
You do the next one.
I would put Under the Whispering Door in front of Malice, only because I don't think this is a story that I could constantly reread, because it's too heartbreaking.
I don't agree with that, but I will say, although I like Heartstopper, I'm okay with putting it as a buffer if it means Under the Whispering Door can be closer.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm trying to move this up. I'm trying to move this one up.
I think it's good where it's at.
Really? I think I like it more than This Woven Kingdom.
What?
Of course, you know I do. I love Under the Whispering Door.
I think This Woven Kingdom is a better story, though.
You
yes.
think?
Me. Yeah, I think.
I don't want to disagree because I do like the story, but they're two very different stories. So it's kind of hard with this tier list.
But I would rather reread This Woven Kingdom.
Okay, well, I'm going to leave it there for now because I don't agree. But what's better, This Woven Kingdom or Crooked Kingdom?
This Woven Kingdom.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that. I don't want to move it. Okay, fine. Stranger Things or This Woven Kingdom? Stranger Things.
Stranger Things is so good. Okay, listen, I'm emotionally connected to that story.
Okay, I agree, but Stranger Things is so fresh in my mind. I feel like I'm gonna keep going back to it.
Mm-hmm.
However, if The Witcher was fresh in my mind, I'd be having a lot of trouble right now between which one should be the top.
Remember, The Witcher was our first episode of season 2, and that was months ago?
Yeah, February 8th.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do I remember that? I looked it up yesterday. But I'm struggling, and I don't want it to sound like I'm biased, but I do think Stranger Things was really good.
Stranger Things is really good, but hear me out. I love The Witcher.
I do too, but I just think that there's so much more plot in Stranger Things because it is deeper into the story. And I'm very, very invested in it. However, I know it's not the greatest. I know there's flaws to it, but The Witcher has flaws. I mean, look at how fat that ass is. Not fair. It's not fair. Henry Cavill's ass is so fat.
Listen, my thing is, I love the video game. So obviously I'm more connected to the characters because of the video game.
Okay.
So while I do love Stranger Things, I am having a hard time picking between the two.
This is weird. Can I make a confession? We have actually ended our season 2 before, early, and we had filmed a tier list before.
Yeah, that was a while ago, though.
But I'm kind of glad that we let it sit longer, because the reason we didn't do that is because we decided that we wanted to make this season a little longer in order to add more books and to push a few other things that we want to do farther back. But I remember we had moments where it was The Witcher 1, Heartstopper 1, we had moments like that.
Well, you wanted Heartstopper to be 1 because it was fresh. It was fresh on both of our minds. But I was like, no, it has to be The Witcher.
That's why I'm struggling, because I love Stranger Things.
I know.
But I also love Heartstopper, but look at where she is. She's so far back there. She deserves to be the top.
That's so funny because why are you sad about Heartstopper?
No, because you reminded me.
No, but it's because you put Under the Whispering Door in front of it because you wanted
a buffer.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
What?
I love Heartstopper.
She moved Heartstopper in front of Under the Whispering Door.
I'm gonna keep moving it. Crooked Kingdom, I'm sorry. Also, Heartstopper deserves to be at least in the top 4. That's okay with me.
You would prefer Heartstopper over Crooked Kingdom?
I love Heartstopper.
You literally did not remember how much you loved it. Like,
I just
2 minutes ago.
It's because I really like I love all of these books, so it's really hard to decide.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Let me just take a step back. I think this looks okay.
Yeah?
What do you think? You're going to be the final say.
Me?
Yeah.
Why me?
Because I'm okay right now. If Heartstopper's there and I'm here, I'm okay.
Okay, here's the thing.
Okay.
I love Stranger Things, but I'm a little bit conflicted because I don't love the plot armor in the seasons.
Okay.
But I would say, this is going to hurt me, but I feel like Stranger Things is probably like equal for the both of us in how much we really love it.
Yeah.
So I think it should be number one. Even though I love The Witcher. I'm so sorry. My heart is breaking right now.
I do agree. It just has a grip on me that I'm so excited for 2024.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's going to be a long wait.
So our best story of the season is Stranger Things.
Stranger Things 1.
This is crazy. Oh my gosh.
So
I need to save this picture.
We have Stranger Things, The Witcher, This Woven Kingdom,
Heartstopper,
Crooked Kingdom, Under the Whispering Door, and Malice. That is the order of God tier.
Gosh, I am a little shook, if you don't mind me saying.
Are you?
Yeah, because not to be like a negative Nancy, but I feel like we disagree in a lot of things sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, you like Den of Vipers. I don't understand.
I know that it's hard for you to accept that I like art, but it's fine. Like, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me that much.
There's nothing artistic about that book. Whoa, why are we fighting?
I'm not fighting. I'm over here trying to save a file. You're over yelling at me.
I'm sorry. We are not fighting. Nobody panic.
You sound like the parents trying to tell their kids, we're not fighting. We're just speaking in loud voices.
We're just disagreeing. And sometimes people who love each other disagree.
And that's fine. Sometimes I sleep on the couch and that's fine. Oh, gosh.
Wait, what did it do? We've reached the end.
Yeah.
This is it. This is our discussion of season 2. Overall, I think it was a really good season. Yeah. I had so much fun.
It's crazy that we've been filming this podcast for this long. It doesn't feel like it. It doesn't. It feels like it just started, but we started around COVID time.
Yeah, kind of. What was it? 2021?
2021?
Yeah, 2021.
Yeah.
It was May, so we already have a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I do.
Thank you.
I do love that we're doing this, though. It gives me something to look forward to.
Me too. It's, oh my gosh. One of my things is that I wish I could put more time into this podcast. It was so nice to have a summer to like actually like think about the podcast so like avidly.
Freely.
Yeah. And oh my gosh, just like the growth that we've seen in our social media is really nice.
Crazy.
Oh,
I'm very grateful though. It's been fun, and I hope that we can make more book friends.
Yeah, we will. Manifest it.
I already have so many friends.
I can't wait until December when we show each other what we wrote.
Oh yeah. So we wrote how many subscribers we were gonna have, or viewers, or stream. I don't remember, something like that. We kind of just tried to manifest it by writing it down.
I wonder what it's gonna look like.
I don't remember what I wrote, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't remember much either. But we are done with our episode. Thank you so much for everyone who's listening to us on podcast form, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or anywhere you get your podcasts on.
Audible, too, apparently.
Yeah. So if you want to go ahead and leave a rating of 5 stars.
That would be amazing. Yeah. We would really appreciate that.
And if you want to leave a review and also tell your friends, families, loved ones, hated ones.
Enemies, frenemies.
Yeah. Anyone about us, because the best way to get exposure is through word of mouth. If you are watching us on YouTube, which I hope you are because this is a tier list episode, thank you so much. If you can like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, it really helps with knowing when we are going to be posting next.
Yeah.
Also, if you would like to follow us on social media, we are trying to be more active on Instagram and on TikTok. Please follow us, reach out to us. It's nice for you guys to say hi. So go ahead, say hi.
Let us know what you thought about these stories. Did you
Yeah.
love them? Did you hate them? Do you disagree with our tier list?
If you want to follow us on social media, our @ is @StoryandThings, StoryandThings. We also have a Goodreads if you want to follow us on there as well. Thank you.
All right. How do we close this?
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
And we will see you in season 3.
Bye.
Bye.